Hello, I'm Garry and this is a very simple tutorial on how we add a detail light or two to a simple product shot. Subject today is one of my own cameras, a Nikon D700. Like me, it's been around the block a few times, so it's not in perfect condition, which it needs to be really for this shot, but it will do the job. I'm photographing it here on a black glass background, simply because a black glass background will give a partial reflection of the subject, which I think adds to it quite a lot. First thing to do, always get it as clean as we possibly can. Clean the subject and the background, everything. Get it absolutely spotless, otherwise any faults will show up and ruin the shot. Once we've done that, we can arrange the subject. No lighting at the moment, lighting comes later. Arrange the subject, look at it, think what are its good points, what do I want to photograph, what angle do we want it to be at. And once we've done that, we set up a camera and we get the camera in position before we add any lighting at all. Right, that's done. Next thing to do is to arrange an overhead light on the softbox to create diffused specular highlights. At the moment it's what, 8 inches or so above the camera, something like that. Well, we can try that and see what we get. This is what we've got so far. We've got fairly decent diffused specular highlights, but they're a bit harsh, so I'm going to lower the softbox as close as I possibly can so that it's only just out of shot. That will spread the light even further, and this is what we now have. Now this shot is coming along quite nicely. It's doing the job, but of course there's no detail at all in the front of the camera because there's no light reaching the front of the camera. First thing to do is meter the light so we can see what light we're getting from that overhead softbox. Now we add another light. I've used a background stand here because the light needs to be low. Put a flash head on it, point it straight at the bits we're trying to light. The only problem is that it lights up the whole of the area, including the bits we don't want, so I'm adding here a 10-degree honeycomb that simply fits onto the front of the reflector. Now what that does is it controls the spread of the light and puts the light exactly where we want it and nowhere else. Put that in position. What we now do, however, is we turn off the modelling lamp because otherwise the lamp will get too hot. There we go, modelling lamp's gone. The flash of course will still do its job. Meter again. Now I'm setting the meter here for about the same or slightly more than the overhead light, but as you can see from this shot it's not quite enough. We need to add a bit more. The lens isn't lit, that's lit separately if we want to do that. Now I'm putting another light here at the back of the camera, and what that's going to do, again it's fitted with a honeycomb, what it's going to do is it's going to put a bit of a rim of light around the outside of the image, separating the subject from the background quite nicely, as you can see. This flare here is what happens when you don't use a honeycomb, which is why we're using a honeycomb on this shot.